Okay Morgan, I have to start with this. Suno AI just crossed over 10 million users, and people are generating full, radio quality songs in like 30 seconds by typing a sentence. I typed melancholy indie pop song about losing a houseplant and I got something that genuinely made me feel things. Should I be concerned about that?
Honestly? Yes. Be very concerned, but also kind of amazed. What's wild is that Udio and Suno are trained on what's estimated to be hundreds of millions of tracks, so they've essentially absorbed the entire emotional vocabulary of recorded music. Your houseplant song was probably channeling a little Elliott Smith and a little Phoebe Bridgers without you even asking.
Right, and that's where it gets legally messy, because the RIAA actually sued both Suno and Udio in 2024 for copyright infringement, claiming those training datasets were built on music without consent. So there's this giant open question of whether any of this output is even clean, legally speaking.
It's the Wild West right now, genuinely. But here's the flip side, some artists are leaning in hard. Holly Herndon built an AI clone of her own voice and is licensing it, so other people can literally rent her voice to make music. She basically turned herself into a platform, and I think that's kind of genius.
That is either genius or the most dystopian thing I've heard this week, and it's been a competitive week. But it does point to something real. The artists who figure out how to collaborate with AI rather than just compete with it are probably the ones who survive the shift. It's like how photographers weren't killed by Instagram, they just had to adapt.
Although some of them were kind of killed by Instagram, let's be honest. But your point stands, and look at what's happening with streaming. Spotify has already been caught hosting AI-generated fake artists on curated playlists to avoid paying royalties to real musicians. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of tracks flooding the platform every single day now. And that volume problem is real. Universal Music actually pulled its entire catalog from TikTok partly over AI concerns earlier this year. When the biggest label in the world is saying we're out, that's not a small signal. The economics of music are being stress tested in a way we've never seen before.
So where does it actually land though? Like, 10 years from now, are we at a world where AI writes the hits and humans perform them, or do humans just stop being the point entirely? My gut says people will always want the story behind the music, the human mess and heartbreak that made it. But my gut has been wrong before.
I think the technology gets everywhere, but authenticity becomes the premium product. Like, vinyl was supposed to die in 1985 and it's now a $2 billion industry because people wanted something real. I think live music, artist identity, provenance, all of that becomes more valuable precisely because AI makes the cheap version so easy.
That's actually really hopeful, and also very convenient for those of us who still go to concerts. Maybe the future of music isn't AI versus humans, it's AI handling the infinite background noise of the world, while human music becomes something rarer and more sacred. I can live with that. Mostly. That's all for today's episode of Signal and Noise. If this got your brain going, share it with someone who still thinks AI music is just a novelty, because spoiler, it really isn't anymore. We'll see you next time.